The lefty that the Pirates got back in the Rich Hill deal, you hit on it. He was the 16th ranked prospect for the Padres.
Yeah.
I didn't think in my wildest dreams they were going to get any ranked prospects back for Rich Hill. He's 43 years old. His numbers haven't been good. I figure at best he's the 5th starter for the Padres. I'm stunned that they even got someone who was a ranked prospect. Okay, and you never know with lefties. Lefties can pitch for a long time. Lefties can keep people off balance. They don't need to throw hard. That's why they call them crafty lefties. So I am interested in that move. The fact that they got anything back for Austin Hedges is an eye-opener for me. I mean, even if it's just money to go sign someone in Latin America, the Dominican Republic or Venezuela, whatever. I'm stunned that somebody wanted a guy. I mocked his pitch framing. I thought it was ridiculous that they made such a big deal out of it. Evidently, a first-place team with World Series aspirations thought he was good enough to bring in, even though they didn't have to give up much to get him. And then Castro, Richie. Castro, and you mentioned the cell phone, but he would make plays in the field. He would give away at-bats. He would do things that irritated you, but at the same time, especially when he would face left-handed pitching, he would pummel those guys. Honestly, if you look at it, he might have been the Pirates' best hitter this year against lefties, and they sent him down to the minor leagues. I'm not surprised that a team was interested in him as a platoon guy. And to get back a player that you mentioned 2 years ago, Faulkner, or whatever the heck his name is, was actually a pretty good starting pitcher for the Phillies. Still a young guy. So we'll figure out if that was a fluke or not over the next few months. So, yeah, nothing that makes the Pirates a contender or anything. But given what they ended up trading, I like the return that they got back for these guys.
Yeah, and a 17-year-old outfielder, a big guy, raw prospect, I think, that who knows? You could either hit a home run or never hear from him again. Let's go out to Jerry and Franklin, our number one Cochran call of the night. What's up, Jerry?
Hi, Jerry.
Hey, guys. Love the show. I was wondering if you guys noticed the other day when Quinn Priester pitched, his stuff boy for the first few innings was absolutely electric. I can see why they're high on him. And then a question for you guys. I started calling all the new call-ups for the Pirates. I named them the Boy Buccos, and I was wondering which of those call-ups do either of you think is going to make the biggest impact from here on out through the rest of the season? And I'll hang up and hear what.
That's a good question, Jerry. Who's going to make the biggest impact? I don't know. I mean, you would think maybe a guy like Endy because he's going to get a lot of playing time. I don't know. Who do you have? You would hope that Henry Davis, but they got to find a spot for him.
Well, he's made some good plays with his arm in right field. The situational things, playing balls off the wall, angles to fly balls and stuff, still a very big work in progress. I think he's going to catch games now with Austin Hedges gone. I think we're going to get a glimpse of him behind the plate. So I would say him to answer Jerry's question. I'm excited to see. I hear all this talk about how he's so putrid defensively. Okay, let's find out. He was picked number 1 overall for a reason because he was a catcher, not a right fielder. I'd like to see the guy get some opportunities there to see what he's all about. And as far as Priester goes, Priester does not he does not light up the radar gun.
No.
So I do wonder about that. As a first-round pick, the secondary stuff, the breaking balls, better be outstanding because he does not throw very hard, Richie. And in his last start, we did see those breaking pitches work pretty well.
Yeah, and the placement has to be fantastic, too. Another question here is who's going to play first base? I'd imagine Connor Joe's going to get some time. The guy they got over from that played for the Cubs, Alfonso Rivas, I think that's how you say his name. That was part of that deal with the Padres. He might get some. I wouldn't mind seeing Endy over there, one of these catchers, Henry Davis potentially. So that's another good question. Who's going to play first base for the Pirates for the rest of the season? But I guess this season doesn't matter too much. I hate to even say that. It's next year and the year after. Let's go back out to the phone. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I think that Triolo is not a good enough offensive player to play first base. But the problem is him and Hayes are redundant. So, I'm starting to think maybe trading Ke'Bryan Hayes, Richie, is a solution here. If you could get a first baseman for Hayes, I would make that deal.
And I think you might. I mean, his contract is pretty favorable for a team. I mean, it is what he is. He's a $7 million player. He's not a $15 million player. You thought it was a great deal when he signed it, but now we see why it's not such a great deal for a team. It's a great deal for him, too. Let's go out to Jim in Peters Township. How you doing, Jim?
Yeah, good. Yeah, I'll admit I'm a baseball junkie. Okay, let me talk about Priester. Priester's got a great slider.
Okay.
He drops it good. Okay, I think Ben Cherington's done a great job. Give you a good example. Who do you think they got? Bednar, and I'm trying to think of Rodriguez in the deal with San Diego. Now, Andy Rodriguez has got a gun for an arm. Gun. Now, he's a clutch hitter. Triple tonight, triple. You know, and then let's talk about the outfielder Davis. I don't know if you saw the throw against Harper.
Philly to get Harper.
Yeah.
Turns on a dime.
Yeah, Jim, I understand he has a great arm, but where are you going to play the guy? I mean, you can't draft
look,
a guy, Pony, you can't draft a guy 1-1 to be a DH. You can't do it.
Well, he's not going to be a DH. He's going to be probably a right fielder, but I don't think he's going to be a great right fielder. He's got to hit for more power to I think be an upper echelon player at that position. Let me address what he said about Cherington. I'm not going to slam Cherington here. I think all things considered, he's done a decent job. But you lose me when you say great. Okay, so he's made some good moves with rentals. I mean, last year he flipped Daniel Vogel back for Holderman. He got Oviedo for Quintana. You know, he's made some moves like that. He hit on the Bednar got thrown into a deal. Sawinski got thrown into the Adam Frazier deal. I mean, those are all wins. But he also just gave away Clay Holmes to the Yankees and got nothing back. He's one of the best relief pitchers in baseball. He gave Josh Bell away and got nothing back in that trade when Bell was one of the better power hitters in baseball. You know, you can praise getting Bednar back in that deal, but how about Joe Musgrove was the pitcher who went out the door for Rodriguez and Bednar. And Richie, he's another one of these guys that's gotten much better since leaving the Pirates. He's pitched like a number 2 starter or a borderline ace for the Padres the last few years. So, yeah, I mean, I think Cherington, you know, he's got a shoestring budget. I think he's done okay, but I think you're going overboard to say he's done a great job as Pirates GM. They've lost 100 games the last 2 years. Great job.
Before we go to break here, I mean, take away the money that Musgrove got. Would you rather have Musgrove or the guys they got in return?
Well, I guess 2 is better than 1. I'd rather have a starting catcher in Rodriguez and a closer, but, man, it's so hard for the Pirates to find front-end pitching. That's why we wanted them, or at least I did, wanted them to draft Paul Skeens. And he's turned into that guy in San Diego. Pitched a no-hitter for him.
All right, we're going to take a break. Back with more of your phone calls coming up next. Stay right there.